Welcome to the parade interview. Shaky cam may occur.
It's truly speaking to your directorial style that you're really just bringing all the cinema verite into this interview.
Listen, I gotta tell you, when I see a center punch zoom, I've never been more bored. You know, especially if it's like right on access and the sound is just so, I'm like, well, this isn't something that really is an art form that interests me. We invented it during a pandemic.
That's true. That's true. Well, let's maybe we'll liven up the conversation to perhaps make up for the stationary camera.
Isn't that more fun?
Well, I got to start by wishing you a happy belated birthday. I know that, you know.
I think I'm just going to call it at about, I don't know. I know it's not old Hollywood, but I could certainly say like, hey, you know, yeah, 39 is nuts or something. Or I could go the other way, maybe like, you know, ever since I turned 7,000, life really, really changed for me. I don't know that I need this sort of middle portion, you know? You never hear like mid-age bonanza, you hear like middle-age crisis. I'd like to sidestep that.
Well, let's talk about Poker Face here. Once you got through a first season and got the audience reception behind it so positively so, did that change the way that you looked at and prepared for and worked on season 2?
It's very moving when people like your stuff. It's always surprising. This was obviously so interesting in that, you know, we really built a whole network with Peacock. So it was kind of like we really all took a chance, I guess, on each other or something, and it really paid off. So it was very exciting, I guess, to watch them be so excited. And I think we did things like we broke like Nielsen's ratings. I didn't even know about Nielsen's ratings. I'd been on Netflix for so long. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun being in, you know, hits. I understand why people like Spielberg like enjoy it or something, or, you know, not to equate the two, but just Michael Bay or something.
What was so interesting about Poker Face is, to your point, widespread. You went to so many different locations, so many different tones. And then there was this through line of obviously your character. And we get some drips and drabs of her backstory, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the primary thing for Ryan and I was to not really have it be about, you know, this like character study so much as like a fun hangout show. So, you know, like you end up learning so much more. I think mostly what I respond to about that is also this idea of playing male roles in a way. Like it's a very female sort of trope thing that you've got to know, like, you know, how she's doing romantically and professionally, and is she good at her job, and like, you know, is she likable or something. Poker Face is so beautiful because it's, you know, it's like an adult concept of like we lose interest in ourselves and gain interest in our fellows in a way, which is she's sort of on the case of anybody but herself, which in some level you could say is, you know, whatever an Instagram meme would give you a psychological condition to answer that. I don't think that Charlie is somebody who's like avoiding the truth of herself by being on the road. I don't think it's that at all. Like, I think it's literally that, like so many male characters we've seen historically, she's somebody that's like actually up to what she's up to. She's, you know, taking a ride across America. She's on the run from the law. It was her best friend that got her in that trouble. And now she's back for season 2. And is Parade a smoking magazine or it's sort of a non-smoking?
You can do whatever makes you feel most comfortable.
I've tried really hard to quit smoking, and I then was vaping a lot. And I was vaping at an amount that I thought was disturbing. I started vaping a certain kind of newfangled thing that only a teenager should have. It lit up in places. It was nauseating. I was concerned. Now I think I'm gonna have to quit smoking and vaping. I think I'm gonna have to go whole hog. I don't think vaping is very healthy, and I know smoking is not.
Has being on Poker Face either made you a better liar or has made you a better lie detector?
Lie detector, because I definitely was already wired for that, but I didn't know that it was legal, and then now it's like a trendy superpower, so I can do it a lot.
Let's look back a little bit because, you know, recently we celebrated the 25-year anniversary of But I'm a Cheerleader. Talk to me about how you look back on it.
Fondly, with great love and affection. So I love that film so much. And I'm so happy that it means something to people. Like, But I'm a Cheerleader sort of had this like ability to tell young kids that it was okay to be themselves. And there's nothing I believe in more than, you know, equality and human rights. For me, the idea that would like unveil even, you know, some tiny pocket of shame for any real person is, you know, at the core of why I bother doing any of this.